Listen for seeing beyond skin and stature. Listen for the birthing of new worlds, new ways. This is the unity of our beloved humanity. We are all neighbors across the generations, siblings united across land and sea, children united across earth and sky, and we have been given the most precious task to unite as one with love. Please take this time to greet the people around you with Shabbat Shalom. Please join us as we sing Lecha Dodi. You can find it on page 20. Another poem. This evening, we welcome the angel of peace. The candles are lit with a spark that could burn my fingers. My heart quickens, a smile, glint in the eye. When the candles are lit, the door will open. The Shekhinah, the feminine name of God, expounded upon in the rabbinic era and then by the Kabbalists in extensive literature on the feminine attributes of the divine. And her entourage of angels will enter our temple in time. It holds us in temporary timelessness and in eternal peace. A shroud woven in blue and gold encircling us, pink red hearts form a circle within, like glowing life nests at the center. The white dove of peace will soon fly into the world. Chatzi Kaddish, page 26.
Yitkadal, v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, v'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon, uv'chayedecho beit Yisrael, Wird Bar, wird Romam, wird Naseh, wird Hadar, wird Hale, wird Halal, Shemei Tekudisha Brechu, Leila min kol berchata, v'shirata, tushbechata, v'nechemata, damiram ve'oma, v'meru.
Amen. We're on page 27. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer on the mystery of a withered leaf. on ripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days, lest my day be today as the one before, lest routine set my ways. Please rise for the Baruch Hu. Page 31. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of a light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Page 33. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael שכבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, וחיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Page 39. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and on earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you,
Adonai, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele, nora tehilot osef ele.
מלכותך ראובניך בוקי הים, לפני משה ומרים, זה אלי יענו ואמרו זה אלי, ענו ואמרו Adonai ימלוך לעולם ועד.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. Page 45. We are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time. Please rise for the tefillah.
Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Sfatai Tivta. Na 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 Ufi Yagid. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Sfatai Tivta. Na 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 Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Vekonei Hakol Vezocher Hasdei Avot V'Imahot Umevi Gula Livnei V'nechem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Vezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai Mechayecha Kol Atah Rav Lechoshia Mashiv HaRuach Umorid HaGashem Mekakel Chayim Bechesed Mechayecha Kol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Verofech Olim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Bal Givurot Umidom Elach Melech Memihi Tumechaye Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'emanata lechayot hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechaye hakol Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh Ukdoshim bechol yom yachallelucha selah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
You may be seated. So in this quiet, let us find our breath and listen to the oneness. Listen for the uniting of human to human. Listen for the pumping of heart to heart. Listen for the carrying of story to story. Listen for the seeing beyond skin and stature. Listen for the birthing of new worlds, new ways. This is a unity of our beloved humanity. Let's take some time to listen.
Use shalom bimroma. Hu yaseh shalom. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom aleinu. Ose shalom bimroma. Hu yaseh shalom. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom aleinu. Yoshvei Tevel Veimeru Amen Veimeru Amen. We ask for peace on earth and we say Amen. We raise our voices as one and we say Amen.
And as we say Amen for peace throughout the world, we need to say Amen for those who are in pain, those who are in suffering, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I would like to ask those of us here and those online to call out, as I pass my hand over, the names of the loved ones that you are praying for better health.
Mary Louise, Ruth and Bush,
Rose Hall, Mallory Martin, Helen Zons.
All those in Israel and Gaza Strip that are suffering so mightily this week.
Patty Albert.
Levi Oil, and Eliezer Halevi.
Tina Wolf, Peggy Copeland.
Sophika Vexler, Peter Vexler.
Richard Novick, Diane Novick. Laura Tomkowski.
Batsheva and Yitzhak Lewinsky.
Please join us for Misha Berach on the handout.
Avraham, Yitzchak, veYaakov. Mi
Hear our prayer.
Hear our prayer.
Hear our prayer.
Hear our prayer and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Bless us with the vision for tomorrow. Help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease our sorrow. Give us courage, give us faith, show us the way. Mi sheberach avotenu, mi sheberach imotenu. Hear our prayer.
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 Hear our prayer and bless us as well. Hear our prayer.
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 Hear our prayer and bless us as well.
And as prayer has no finity in time, I want to include these names also. Steve and Sheila Alper, Tina Wolf, Forrest Rich, Annette Stone, Bertil Escobar, Juan Acosta, and Cindy Cohen. Bless them with health. So, in this time of sabbatical, we have asked people who are important in our community to come and speak to us. Tonight we have Nicole Schiff. She serves as the executive director of the El Paso del Norte Center of Hope. She is responsible for the facilitation of the El Paso Anti-Human Trafficking Coalition and its efforts to eradicate human trafficking in the El Paso region. Nicole serves as an affiliate of the Texas Human Trafficking Prevention Task Force run by the Office of the Attorney General of Texas. Nicole has over 12 years' experience in medical and nonprofit settings working with victims of crime, mental health, in crisis response services, and supporting victims of crime in the El Paso region. The Center of Hope recently reached a milestone of completing 10 years of service in the El Paso region. It will be hosting an open house for anyone interested in visiting their public offices in November, and if you need that information, ask Sebastian. I would like to welcome Nicole to come and teach us.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here. As she said, I'm the executive director for the Paso del Norte Center of Hope. We started in May of 2013, so we are celebrating our 10-year anniversary this year. In the past year, we've served more victims than we've ever served, with 126 youth under the age of 18 in the last 12 months. So we just finished our fiscal year. We provide services to youth and adults regardless of age, ethnicity, race, income, or migrant status. And so we have an emergency shelter that we can provide anyone 18 and above with that. It's undisclosed to the public, so we can make sure that they have safety and that they're secure, but we also can provide them with hotel stays or housing. And we provide basic needs, clothing, food, shelter. We've assisted with them enrolling in school. Sebastian serves as one of our full-time case managers. I'm very grateful for him. And we now have 5 full-time case managers, 2 outreach staff. So we go into all of the schools as well to try to prevent human trafficking and child exploitation. There's been a huge increase since COVID of online exploitation of minors especially. So we do a lot around internet safety, how to engage, especially for youth, and then teaching parents about how to talk to your youth about what they're doing online, how they're using their social media. That's been a really big topic lately. So we just, try to serve as many as we can that make the outcry, but we know there's a lot of individuals that aren't being served because of the shame or the stigma around making the outcry that they've been exploited or trafficked. So we do serve sex and labor trafficking victims. We see a lot less labor trafficking here than we do, or at least that's reported, than we do of sex trafficking. But I'd say currently about 80% of our clients are female, but we do also serve males, and we have seen an increase, especially in youth males. Our biggest referral source right now is juvenile probation, because they do screen all of the youth that come through their doors to make sure to see if they're at risk or have been exploited. And so we are seeing a large increase in the number of referrals that we get from juvenile probation. But it's just kind of a mix. And so we really appreciate being able to have any type of platform where we can speak about the topic. If you know of anyone that needs or would want a presentation, we do provide presentations on what human trafficking is, the definition, the legal, the law behind it, what it is as a crime. And so we go out into the community and we do tabling events and just try to spread awareness about this crime and how people can get involved to prevent it. Is there any questions? Yes.
As of your outreach in the community, my guy who cuts my hair has a one-page thing about if you are feeling that you're being trafficked, please contact. Are organizations or stores in our community, do they need to post that, or is that his wanting to share his concern about this?
Yeah, no, great question. So currently, nail salons and hair salons and massage parlors are legally required to post that. They can actually be fined and shut down if they don't have that posting. So the law is slowly trying to change. Airports, hotels, they're supposed to be training their staff. They're supposed to have it posted in their break rooms. So you'll start to see it more often now. Emergency rooms are getting on board, trying to make sure it's posted. Even Fort Bliss, we've worked with them to make sure there's postings. But from a legal perspective, yes, nail salons, hair salons, and massage parlors are legally required to have that posted somewhere within their facility. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Can you explain to us the 1-800 number for when you suspect trafficking and how to report it, and where does that call go and how do they investigate it, and what would be our role as a reporter?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do work closely with the National Human Trafficking Hotline. That's the 1-800 number you're talking about. And you can report as anonymous. If you think you see something, but you're really not sure, you're not involved necessarily, you can call and report an anonymous tip. And so they will track where you are, zip code, what you saw. The more details you can give them, the better. But also if you are with somebody that has disclosed that they are a victim, they will also speak with that person directly if they're open to it. If it's local, they'll connect them directly to us. We get calls weekends, nights, overnights if they have a victim that's on the phone asking for services, and then we'll go and meet them where they are. So anybody can report, family, friends, strangers, you can call in, and it asks you to hit which number you are. Are you the person's family member? Are you just reporting an anonymous tip? And it walks you through the steps, and then you'll speak with a live person. It's a really great way to track data from a national, state, and then local level. Texas, according to the National Human Trafficking Hotline, is second in the nation for trafficking. California is ranked first. So we've, since 2017, been second for this. Yes? Yeah, so that's what we do. Our staff is trained in Love 146, which is a curriculum specifically designed for high schoolers. So from 9th to 12th grade, it's a 5-week module where each week we go in and we train them and we talk to them about healthy relationships, how to work with their peers, and a lot of times we end up getting outcries as a result of doing those presentations. And then we partner with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and provide training in the schools to as young as 3rd grade. We use their programming, we're trained to use it, and it's videos specifically designed for that young age range to speak to them in a way that's appropriate for them. Sorry, what did you? We cover all of southern New Mexico, actually. So we can partner with any school district between basically Albuquerque and here, and then from here to Midland is technically our jurisdiction. It's a big service area because there's just not enough people doing this work.
For a member of the general public, what would one observe that would make one suspect traffic?
That's a great question. I could stand up here all night. No. I guess a couple basic easy tips is if you see a younger individual with a much older person that you don't suspect they are a relative of, is one really easy indicator. If somebody's speaking on behalf of the other person and not allowing that person to speak for themselves, if the person can't tell you, specifically if it's an adult, if the person can't tell you where they live or where they've come from, or they're disoriented to the area, that's a potential indicator that something's wrong. With labor trafficking and sex trafficking, specifically like in massage parlors locally, we've seen where they're living, where they're working, or they're being transported there by somebody and they're all going as a group. So like that's a really easy kind of red flag to look out for. It's illegal in the state of Texas to live where you work, so the different massage parlors, nail salons, if you're seeing them not really ever leaving after the close sign goes off, then there's something wrong. But with youth, it's typically that they're with an older adult and they're assuming or saying that they're their boyfriend or girlfriend. We've seen that a lot, and so that's also an indicator that something's going on.
How serious is the problem in Long Beach as compared to
In Texas, we are one of the hot spots, according to the national hotline. So Dallas, Houston, and El Paso are ranked in the top 3 of the hot spots. Part of it being I-10, that they can run along from California all the way across to Florida. So it's a stopping point. But a lot of the individuals we see are from El Paso being trafficked by El Pasoans. So we've seen youth who have been trafficked by their parents. We have a specific case where the father was the trafficker. But I will tell you it's increasing. Like I said, when I started, we had 1.5 case. We had 1 full-time case manager and a part-time. This was 3 years ago. And now we have 5 full-time case managers, and we can't keep up with the need. So the referrals are coming in quicker than we can assess them. Sebastian can speak to that. We were to a point a couple weeks ago where we were going to have to start a wait list because we couldn't get the referrals in. From a national level, since COVID, since 2020, there was statistics that 41% increase in online exploitation of youth because they were at home, they had access to technology, internet, they had nothing else to do, but at the same time, the predators, the people preying, the traffickers, also had nothing to do and they were at home. So it created a much bigger issue. Yeah. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
You kind of answered my question because it was the last you said, if a member of the public calls the 1-800 number, how understaffed are you? How you're up against like huge underfunding, huge understaffing?
We're growing in staff for sure to keep up with the capacity. We've been really fortunate to keep getting funding. We get funding from the governor's office. They have a child sex trafficking team, so a large majority of our funding does come from them. We got a 26% increase in funding from last year from them, just to kind of keep up with the need. And then now we're trying to build fundraisers. We started a local masquerade ball, or an annual masquerade ball this year to celebrate our anniversary, but we'd like to keep that going as a fundraiser just to try to bring in more money to meet the need for sure. I will say we're getting outreach requests as well in the schools and to teach kids and parents and educators, and we are also struggling to keep up with the number of requests coming in. We want to make sure we can educate as many people as possible. So far, though, we've not had an issue with the hotline referrals coming in to us locally, because unfortunately a lot of victims don't know that they can call the national hotline and get services. So we actually don't see that many calls from them specifically. It's more from local partners that know what we're doing.
So you're government funded, not private grants?
But so we are funded, we are a private nonprofit, 501c3, and then we request funding, we write for funding. So we are not fully government funded. A portion of the money comes from the government. As of right now, no. We've been trying really hard. Those grants are really hard to come by. Usually the trafficking one, there's 16 in the nation that you can go for. So each year we've been writing for it, but we have not been successful yet to bring in federal trafficking money here locally. We have a couple private foundation grants that we have been getting and been grateful for. And so we're just trying to build on that and hope that funding continues to come out for this issue.
Is there any advice you would give to like a parent or family member on how to help a younger person online, like specifically online with the exploitation? What would you tell them?
Tell the parent or tell the parent? Just to be mindful to have an open conversation with the youth. A lot of times the youth, again, feels like it's their fault or that they've done something wrong. And so just letting them know like it's okay if something happened and that you're there to like help them, because there is resources that you can submit to. You can report to the National Center for Missing Exploited Children. They have a cyber tip line. So if, for example, images were exchanged by a youth, they can be removed, they can be flagged so that they're not shared. But a lot of times parents, we've seen where they discipline the youth instead. They take away the technology, and then the youth feels shamed and isn't gonna communicate. So also just making sure security preferences are set. We've seen a lot of times specifically, for example, with Instagram, where a youth has the profile, doesn't realize that it's not set to private, and then all of a sudden their phone number is accessible to the public. And so then the person is reaching out to them via direct text message rather than not being able to get to them. So just being really mindful of security settings on the apps if the youth is engaging on apps. We've also seen where youth will share passwords, but then if one of, they have a falling out with a friend, so the friend posts something potentially inappropriate or upsetting, and what are you gonna do, So we ask youth, like, please try not to share passwords with your friends, even if they're your best friend for life, you just never know. So that's another example of how you could get involved. But just being mindful, we see where youth will become very protective over the device, kind of hiding it or being very upset if it's gonna die or not charged, going into their room alone with the device. So just like being mindful of the activity and what they're doing with it. Yeah. Yes. Oh, I see one more. Sorry. So we have a really good partnership here locally with Homeland Security. They have a unit dedicated to trafficking here, and then also the FBI has a local unit here. So we're actually really lucky that there's that much involvement here locally. We try to work with local PD as much as possible, but they don't have a unit dedicated to this specific crime, so it usually ends up that we're working with Homeland or FBI. We've worked a couple cases with Fort Bliss law enforcement, the military police, and we have a close connection with the DA's office as well. Thank you.
So much, Nicole.
Thank you.
I'm not going to ask you to rise yet because I want to read something. But when I say please rise and turn to page 5, we're going to be singing the Kiddush. The Kiddush by Rabbi Rosen. When the sixth day came to an end, God ceased the work of creation, though the depths of Tehom had not yet been tamed and chaos not fully vanquished. Then God blessed the seventh day and said, we don't have to struggle on without end. Let this day fill our souls, that we may with joy glimpse the world complete. Blessed are you, our Creator of the fruit of the vine, and blessed is this day that you have set apart with love, inviting us to cease the work of a week now past, that we may dwell in a world reborn, that we may taste the sweetness of our liberation. Blessed are you who inspires us with the possibilities of a world yet to be on this sacred day of Shabbat. Please rise and turn to page 5.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri ha'gafen. Baruch atah Adonai, בשבת קודשו, באהבה וברצון הנהילנו, זיכרון למעשה וראשית, כי הוא יום תהילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים, כי בנו בחרת, ידענו קידשת מכל העמים, בשבת קודשך באהבה ורצון הנהלתנו, ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת, amen. לחיים.
Please stay standing and turn to page 282 for Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר ראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהן, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ליום ההוא, ליום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. I'm on page 290.
Ellen, would you indulge me for 1 second? If I could have everybody turn to page 259. At the bottom, I'd like to have everybody recite the prayer for the state of Israel. O Heavenly One,
Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love. Spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Why should I wish to see God better than this day? I see something of God in each hour of 24, and each moment then. In the faces of men and women I see God, and in my own face in the glass. I find letters from God dropped in the streets, and every one is signed by God's name. And I leave them where they are, for I know that wheresoever I go, others will punctually come forever and ever. Our thoughts now turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. And if you have a loved one that you are praying for, please, if you feel so moved, please rise when you hear their name. In the past 30 days since their deaths, we remember Russell Tanner, Barbara Apt, Rosa Maria Barrueta, and Linda Smith. And those whose deaths are in the past but still close in our hearts. We remember Evelyn Abrams, Simon Barr, Judy Bargman, Carl Blumenthal, Joseph Bromberg, Morris Kalischer, Richard Carvajal, Jerry Cohn, Tina Davidson, Rona Dichter, Sidney Dichter, Naomi Feinberg, Ann Feldman, Isabel Freeman, Charlotte Gaiman, Louis E. Given, Carol Irvin Holderman, Tom B. Johnson, Abner Keim, Brenda Karch, Salentha Katz, Eleanor Ledebauer, Louis Levy, Steve London, Judith Mann, Alfred J. Merkin, Jules Novick, Marcel Raylanu, Carl Philip Raheen, Ed Sanders, Georgie K. Schwartz, Herbert A. Schechter, Phyllis Schechter, Bessie G. Swat, Lillian Weiss, and Razel Yeager, and all of those who have been murdered by forces of evil. Let's all rise and say Kaddish for those who have no one to say Kaddish for them. On page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah b'almad divrach hirutei v'yamlich mahutei b'chayechon u'v'yamechon u'v'chayei kol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'vizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mivarach le'olam u'lamei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitrumam v'yitnaseh V'yetadar v'yetaleh v'yetalal shemei dekudasha barichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata da'amiram v'yama v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mrumav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'yakol Yisrael V'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to all of us and to all Israel and to all the world, to which we say, Amen. Amen.
Oh, say shalom b'mrumav, hu ya'aseh shalom
I would like to ask Scott to come up and do the announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. I'd like to have a few thank yous. Our greeter tonight was Wendy Axelrod. Thank you. Our beaming guests are Erlene Gordon, President-elect, and our past president is Stuart Schwartz. Thank you for being here. Our prayer leader, Ellen Goodman. I enjoyed your prayers and you selected very much. Thank you. Our soloist, of course, Mindy. I love that Miha Mocha.
Yeah.
And our Devar Torah, Miss Nicole Schiff. Judging from the interest, I'm sure we'll be contacting you soon. Thank you. And Dario, thank you very much. Very good. I'd like to thank our Shabbat sponsors, Bob Novick in memory of Jules Novick, Boris Heim and Fifi Heller Heim in memory of Abner Heim, Cindy Metrican in memory of Naomi Feinberg, John and Christine and Joshua Schechter in memory of Herbert A. and Phyllis H. Schechter. Becky and Keith Myers in memory of Lillian Weiss. Jane and Bob Snow in memory of Georgie K. Schwartz. Heidi and Jerry Appel in memory of Marcel Raylanou. Susie and David Novick in memory of Georgie K. Schwartz. Bruce and Shelley Gopin in memory of Jerry Cohn. Jessica and Bill Carvajal in memory of Richard Carvajal. Thank you. Just a reminder, tomorrow morning, Saturday, 9:30 in the boardroom, we have Torah study. Yeah. And tomorrow our Torah study leader will be Alan Krasny. We also have the Jewish war veterans who will be meeting on Sunday, October 15th at 10 a.m. in Zelenka Hall. Wednesday, October 18th, we have Flights and Bites at 5 p.m. at the El Paso Holocaust Museum. Hope to see you there. Tuesday, October 24th, we have a legacy giving presentation via Zoom at 5 p.m. Please see your weekly email for more information on how to connect with that. Save the date for the Matzah Ball Gala, November 18th, 5:30 p.m. If you haven't already purchased your tickets, please contact the office administration. I would like to add something else. We're all aware of what is going on in the world with Israel, Gaza, and it does the heart good to see so many of you that came out tonight to pray with us. Also, if you'd like more information about the threats that are across the country, you can go to scn.org. Just Google it. And it's a website where it gives terrorist and protest activities across the country and across the world. It's a good source of information. So, good Shabbos to you all.
Wait. After Torah study, there will be Sol Shabbat. Which reminds me, I need someone who can help me move the Torah from this ark to the ark in Zelenka. Thank you. I know it's been a long evening, but I have one more reading. Rabbi Jill Zimmerman wrote, "When God began to create heaven and earth, the earth was tohu vavohu, unformed and void, with darkness over the surface of the deep, and a wind from God sweeping over the water. God said, 'Let there be light.' And there was light. God saw that the light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. It is out of chaos and darkness that creation and goodness emerge. There are times when nothing makes sense. This is one of those times. There are periods of darkness, and surely this is one of those times. And then, in the Zohar's imagining of creation, there is a thin pinprick of light that begins to permeate the darkness. I'm looking for those lights in the darkness and the spirit of the divine that sweeps in. I'm sure it will come. May we, through our prayers this evening, lift up those lights into the darkness to allow God in. And I have to tell you, standing up here and hearing everyone singing with all their heart, I know that those lights are ascending into heaven. So please rise and let's sing another version of Oseh Shalom.
There are so many versions of Oseh Shalom, and every single one of them does something different. The one we did after silent meditation brought in the whole world. This one, I want to invoke this image for us. There are two parts. The first is us on earth, toiling every day, reading our news, going through our day, having work. And then the second part is the heavens meeting us. And the beauty is the collision of those two. So thank you, and join me for Oseh Shalom.
Oseh Shalom, Nimroma, Uyaseh Shalom, Aleinu. 샬롬 알레inu 베아콘 이스라엘 베이메루 아멘 오세 샬롬 비로마 우야 세 샬롬 알레inu 베아콘 이스라엘 베이메루 아멘 오세 샬롬 비로마 우야 세 샬롬 알레inu 베아콘 이스라엘 베이메루 아멘
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.